This is another video for non-pianists out there about how to take those chords you've maybe developed on the guitar and apply them to the piano so you can add a little bit of extra interesting sound to your mix. Clearly you don't need to use a piano, you can run any kind of software instrument through this, maybe organ, whatever. I'm going to concentrate on a piano sound, assuming that's what you want. We're going to work in the key of C, which means the three main chords we'll be looking at are C major, F major and G major, which, if you know anything about the way harmony works, can also work as G major 7 to resolve onto the C major. Okay, just some concepts to go over before we get on to talking about the main stuff. First one to get your head around is the idea of inversions. That is C major in its root position. Yeah, C, E and G. If I play E, G and C, that's what we call the first inversion. So C major in its first inversion. If I play G, C and E, that's C major in its second inversion. Okay, so root, first inversion, second inversion. We can do the same for F major. Root, F, A, C, first inversion, second inversion. Okay, now in the last video post we talked a little bit about using suspended fourths and ninths to give a richer sound to your chords. We can do this, I want to build and develop on that if you like. If we think about the basic chords, let's say you've got a song which alternates between C major and F major. You can do your straightforward John Lennon stuff. Don't worry about what I'm doing in the left hand for the moment, by the way, just concentrate on the chords. So, we're alternating between C and F major. That's a little bit plain vanilla, yeah, it's a bit bare. If we use our suspended fourths and our ninths, we can do more interesting things. Just to remind you, in the key, in the chord of C, the ninth note, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is a D, and it's usually incorporated in the chord there. Okay, that's your ninth. Your suspended fourth is the F, so that's a C with a suspended fourth. Usually when you play a suspended fourth in a chord, you miss out the third, the E, else you get a nasty discord. You just play that. Okay, so that's C suspended 4, as is that. Okay, so think about what we can do with those two. Let's say that we've got a series of bars or measures, if you like, in the key of C. We can do that. But working in our ninth and our suspended fourth, we can do more interesting things. Okay, a richer and more interesting sound. If we're moving to the key of F, we can drop, we can do the same there. We can put an F9 in, which is the G. Okay, F, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sorry, miscounted there. Yeah, so. Okay, we could put a suspended fourth in the F, but it would be the B natural if we're playing in the key of C, as we are. A little bit discordant, but not necessarily. So really it's a case of playing about with the chord and just dropping in those extra notes and seeing what happens. Notice also I can change the chord in the left hand without doing much in the right for quite an interesting effect. vice versa. So I can play a particular chord in the left hand and a different one in the right hand, play around and find an interesting effect. A really interesting one to do is to play your chords with the same chord in the bass. So C, F, but keeping the C in the bass, C again. That's with G with a C in the bass, which is a lovely chunky sound. Notice in the left hand that I'm just doing very simple sort of patterns between the C and the G. In general, I'm not playing the full triad because that E makes it sound a little bit muddy. Yeah, so go for C and the G, or go for 2 Cs. You can drop the C in if you're doing a climb. Okay, so just to recap, just because you're playing the chord of C major or E or B flat or whatever doesn't mean you only have to use the notes in that chord. You can get some really interesting effects by using completely different ones. By all means, try copying what I've done. It's not easy to copy direct from video. The main thing to do is sit down at the piano if you can and play around with those extra notes, and particularly remember your ninth and your suspended fourth. That ninth, I know what you're thinking, surely that's the second. It's always written, it's always called the ninth, for reasons too complicated to go into. Okay, so there we go. I hope that was useful. Any questions, queries, if that seemed weird or obscure, leave a comment and I will try and answer any questions you might have. Okay, thanks a lot.